Hey guys, Butcher here. Didn't really want to make this video, but I'm always questioning why Beasts of Bermuda has been going downhill. I've played the game for over 5,000 hours, and although it's going downhill, it still remains the best dinosaur game out there. Now, why is this happening? We have to ask ourselves. And I can kind of give you my take on why I believe it's happening and why things are going the way they're going. So basically, I think Beast of Bermuda has the very best dinosaur game out of the three, between itself, Path of Titans, and the Isle. And the main reason why I believe that is simply because the amount of features that it has. Not to mention, pretty good graphics. The gameplay is solid. The movements are great. The sounds, everything about this game is so good. And its competitors, like let's say Path of Titans, for example, is really lacking features. It has a very solid base, and I could see it surpassing the other two further down the line, but it's just not quite there yet. And and the Isle, I think, is they're kind of a mixed bag of things happening with the split of the game between Evrima and Legacy. So it's just one of those things where it's like, we need more content from them. I know they've been working hard on it, which is good to see those updates, but it's just still not there. I think Beast of Bermuda, it just takes the king. It's the placeholder for all dinosaur games. It just has everything in my book. So but why is this game going downhill? I have actually uninstalled the game. I no longer play it. I have tried to make more YouTube videos with it, but on official servers there is the Chinese problem. Chinese and Forest, they constantly hack, constantly rule break. There's nothing you can really do. I mean, I've killed them countless times, and yet nothing happens because they have so many accounts. And if you're willing to keep buying the game, then what is Beast of Bermuda gonna do about it? They're not gonna do anything unless they keep breaking rules, and then in which case they'll buy another account. So that's just one problem. And that's your official servers, and I don't know why it has to be like this. Beast of Bermuda needs to get away from the rules, like Path of Titans did, and they're a very good example of why their game is succeeding. Beast of Bermuda does not have a good enough rule set that it can be played without... let me rephrase that. It does not have an in-game system to dictate rules. So you have to abide by the rules for everything to go okay. If people break the rules, then you have all kinds of issues, and then the staff has to get involved and intervene and handle things as they see fit. One of the biggest issues that Beast of Bermuda has, in my opinion, is that community servers supersede the officials. So people aren't wanting to play on official, and you have to ask why. Well, I think the community has been driven towards a softer community. And I think Beast of Bermuda intended the game to be a little bit more hardcore than the game is now representing. So a little bit more about that. I'm not going to name any names, but I was talking to one of the devs one time, and I asked, why did you stop doing the permadeath? I was like, I miss that. I miss all the engagements feeling so meaningful. And they told me that, well, it was crazy. It was like, people would threaten to kill themselves and do all these bad things to themselves. And, when I heard that, I was just thinking, like, this person is either sheer bluffing, or this person just needed severe mental help. And if, honestly, guys, if people are actually threatening to kill themselves in a dinosaur game, or any game, it doesn't matter what game, if they're threatening to kill themselves over a video game, then, you know, dropping an apple out of the fridge might have set that trigger off too, for all we know. You know, like, that 0.001% of the player base should not dictate how the rest of the game goes. You know, and I'm just using this as an example because it kind of says, like, hey, we're gonna listen to this very minute percentage of our player base and let them have free reign. You know, I feel like if it were my game, then I just would not let that happen. And unfortunately, it's like, you know, Beast of Bermuda kind of got in with this crowd, right? Like, where people finally felt like they had power, and maybe, like, people made servers, and then they're like, oh, we have power, we have all kinds of power now, you know? And it's like these people who never have power in real life or something. You know, I'm not really sure, but that's just the feeling that I get. A lot of these people are kind of quote-unquote Karens when they don't get their way. So they make these, like, super crazily ruled servers, and it's just so overbearing that you turn most of your player base away. You know, to where Path of Titans has no rules, and they're doing phenomenal. They're on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, mobile. You know, they're on everything now, and they're coming up with solid updates all the time, coming out with new dinosaurs, things like that. They also don't have to focus on choosing whether or not one person may have obeyed this rule or disobeyed that rule. You know, so it would be very, very awesome if Beast of Bermuda could actually come together, and, like, the staff team could come together and find a way to play this game and not give the players so much say in their game. Because like I said, you have the best game out there, but you are letting people control your game in a negative way. So what do we do to fix that? I don't know. Maybe for server owners, they can have less power, less options, perhaps. I mean, I do think it's pretty cool that you can make a server and make it your own. But it just seems that the community all kind of wants one thing. Like, I join a server now, and most of the rules are set up to where, you know, I might only be able to hunt 4 things in one night, because people play by a body down rule server. See, this is where I just think it ends up getting boring. Like, you're sitting there waiting for an hour for all the gore to be gone. You know, how is that fun? I just don't see how that's fun. I mean, of course, people can contest and everything, and then, yeah, they have all that whole rule thing going. I just don't see it as being very new player friendly, nor does it seem fun to me. I think there's other people out there that share the same opinion, although I think I'm likely the minority. But then again, my game's not failing. Now, I will tell you one thing that did fail was our server that we brought, and it was called Primal. We tried making the server, it was basically official rules, and I mean, I guess to no surprise, it didn't do well, and I personally believe that it was just too hardcore for the community. We attracted a lot of big PvPers. We didn't attract many people who were, like, you know, fodder, I guess, for those people, because it was that hardcore and they had a hard time making their way. And I think the hardcore PvPers got bored because they didn't have anything left to kill. Now, I loved the PvP. I thought it was fantastic. You know, in the first week that we had it open, it was doing really, really well, and then just things kind of tapered off from there. We were also not a server that was going to just hand things to people, and I think that's a terrible, terrible habit that people get into today with games, is that they want everything handed to them. They don't want to work towards doing something to earn something. They don't want to, I don't know, and it may just be society today. as well, that people just don't want to work and earn things. I don't know, it's beyond me. I've always seen games as something that you could do to show a display of skill or challenge your mind in some way or another, you know. But all these other like crazily ruled servers just seem to like cater to people who cannot show that display of skill, or like people who cannot stick up for themselves or win at anything. You know, it's like they favor the losers, and I don't know why, you know, like, because honestly, you have all these rules and you have killers on the server, right? You have PvPers, people who want to play the game for what it is and what it was designed for, and those people get targeted the most because, well, they're engaging far more than any other player, especially, you know, the AFK growing type of people who grow in a big group, sit there all day in that comfort of the large group and grow, but they never get any combat experience, and then, well, they want to hold on to that dinosaur now and throw a fit when they die, you know, and then we're back to square one. So, you know, I've had a report against Beasts of Bermuda, or, well, I guess I made a YouTube video before about them, and you know, and I was pissed. I was like, you know, why are you guys doing this to me? Because I was just doing what another moderator had told me what I could do, and they didn't see eye to eye with me for that, and had a big scuffle over that. And I never really intended to hurt Beasts of Bermuda in any way. I just wanted them to right what I felt they did wrong. You know, doesn't always work out. They didn't. They stuck to their principles, which I can admire. If they believed that that was okay, then that was okay. Although I did disagree. So, but again, you know, that's the power of the player. If one part of the community supersedes that of another, then that community will rise, and that's where we're at with this community. Do I like it? No. Do I wish it would change? Yes, please, I wish it would change. I really, really want to play Beasts of Bermuda again. Like I said, it's the king of all three. You know, the reason I'm making this video is like possibly a last-ditch effort at like, hey, maybe we could change things. Maybe they don't want to change things. You know, I don't know. It's up to them ultimately, but I do feel that there's like another. I believe that there's other people out there who see this to be a bad direction for the game or something wrong. So, you know, if you guys agree with me in any way, you know, I don't know, like the video, comment about it, share your experiences with stuff that's happened to you that went wrong, you know, anything possibly to help the cause of making a game that we kind of want to see. I don't know, you know. I'm sitting here preaching, you know, we need to change the community, but it's just my opinion on the community. Or favored towards what I think the game should be. But I kind of actually think that my opinion of the game is kind of similar to the devs, to be honest. I know the devs really did not like me there for a while because of that that video, but I've made peace with a few since then and made good friends with some.
94
and
to the fucking
so that, yeah, I just want to just reiterate that was never an attack on Beasts of Bermuda.
Oh, okay.
It was
94
just,
damage.
I'm passionate about the game. I have 5,000 hours in it. I played it every night with my friends. That was like our home, our sanctuary, a place to like go and communicate with each other. That was very, very fun to play, very addicting to play.
Yep, there they are.
And so, you know, we had a very good time with it. It was like going home. So yeah, like I said, if you guys have anything to share, please add it in the comments, and we'll go from there. All right, thanks so much for listening, guys. Bye.
Thanks for watching, buddy.